Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe. I'm going to talk today about the nature of evil in society and in prisons. I mean, those of you who are of a religious disposition, people who believe that there is an invisible man in the sky that watches over us and created everything, is omnipotent, all-powerful, all-seeing, all-wise. There may be, but don't you think it's a little strange that he always needs our money? He's obviously not in charge of the accountants, is he? Because everywhere you go, the church needs money for this, church needs money for that. Well, you've got the guy up there, he reach down and do it. Anyway, enough of the frivolity. Talking about the nature of evil in prisons, and one of the most evil, absolutely wicked, degenerate, disgusting inmates I ever met was the insufferably bad Frankie Fraser. Now, he was a wicked man. He had acted as a hitman for the gangs in London, the Richardsons and the Cray twins. And basically what he did was he used to get some big heavies, because he was only a little man, you know. Frankie Fraser was about 5'2", but he was 5'2" of pure wickedness. And he would get the big boys to hold the men, the victims, let's call them what they were, victims, hold the victims down, and they would nail them to the wooden floorboards of the warehouses, the empty warehouses in London. Then Frankie Fraser would get a blowtorch and burn them with the blowtorch, and a set of pliers where he would remove their teeth one at a time. Now, that doesn't make any man a hero or a tough guy. That just makes them a really wicked, evil bastard, in my opinion. During the times that he was in prison, he was whipped, flogged twice, in the time when they had corporal punishment in prisons, and the governor could order that the inmate be given 20 lashes or whatever it was, and they used to birch them or have like a cat o' nine tails that they whipped them with, and Frankie Fraser received that punishment twice. I spoke to the staff who used to do the job, and they were telling me that people who had that didn't want to come back for more, but Frankie Fraser obviously did. When he was a prisoner at HMP Durham, he attacked a member of staff. We've got to remember about somebody like Fraser, absolutely wickedly evil. His modus operandi was to attack from behind. So you might say something to him like, "You wicked bastard, get in your cell." But if you didn't put him in the cell and lock the door, and you turned around to walk away, he behind you. And he did that at HMP Durham to a member of staff, and smashed a metal chair, one of these tubular steel metal chairs, into the back of the man's head. It dislocated his optical nerve and blinded the man for life. That's not particularly the way that you be. I mean, I have dealt with people physically, but never anything like that. And the general rule, I mean, I'm brought up in the 1950s. The general rule was, if they're down, step back and give them the opportunity to get up. Say that, let that be a lesson, you know. Don't try that again. But certainly you wouldn't go and kick somebody when they were down, or hit somebody when they were on the floor. You just wouldn't do it. Mind you, these days I'd have probably been killed. I'd have been knifed. Yeah, I was attacked with a knife. Been attacked with a knife a couple of times, actually. But you've got to be quick. It's no good messing about. Somebody's coming at you with a knife. You know, they've got the knife like this. They're coming at you. Right, you bastard. Running at you. Got to be like a matador. snatch the hand with the knife in, and run them straight at the nearest wall. That's what I did. One guy did that too. He hit the wall face first. Boom! I thought, I bet that fucking hurt. Anyway, he fell on the floor, and then for about 2 or 3 minutes, he couldn't see anything. What have you done to me? What did you hit me with? I said, I didn't hit you with anything. You ran into that wall. Because he thought he was running at me, you see, but I just stepped to the side and whipped him into the wall head first, yeah. That worked quite well. Yeah, but the nature of wickedness, you've got to say, what is this wickedness all about? Well, why are people evil like that? Why are people evil like that? Yeah. You want to watch the film Blue Velvet? That Dennis Hopper plays Frank, and Frank is the absolute epitome of evil, as played by Dennis Hopper. Blue Velvet. It's a film by David Lynch. I highly recommend that. If you've never seen it, definitely have a look, yeah? But the nature of evil, well, if there wasn't night, we wouldn't know that there was day. And if there wasn't evil, we wouldn't recognise goodness. So we're given, in my belief, we're given a choice on how we behave in this life. And that when we've finished with this life, it's my personal belief this, you don't have to believe it, my personal belief that when we finish with this life, we step through the door into the next dimension, and waiting for us and through that door into the next dimension is the mansion that we've been building all the time we've been here on earth. And if you've been, in my belief, this is my belief, if you've been a wicked bastard, then what you're going for is a withered tree in the middle of a desert to which you will be fastened and left for a great length of time. Or if you've been a perfectly normal person, then you go back into a society that's very much like this society, except you don't have a physical body, but you do have a body, and you maintain your personality. But wicked bastards like Frankie Fraser, I actually do feel sorry for him. I mean, I know they shouldn't do, because he's a nasty, horrible piece of work, and he's dead now, isn't he? You'll be discovering, yeah. But there are many other wicked people. I mean, people who interfere with little children. I mean, goodness me, that you couldn't do that, could you? But you get when you're working in the prisons as a prison officer, you've got to put that out of your mind. Because if you thought about what these people had done, you wouldn't be able to deal with them. So it's better not to know. But if you do know, put it to one side and say, well, that's not. I'm not the judge and jury. I'm just here to assist the government in imposing the penalty that has been adjudicated by the courts, and deal with it that way. But when I was dealing with Frankie Fraser, he would openly challenge you, openly. Yeah, fucking screw, and all that. Yeah, it's alright. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. When I was at the Scrubs, the West African inmates used to call us, the white jailers, bamba clods. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. I still don't really care what it means today. It's not my language, is it? But that was the kind of thing. And whilst they weren't particularly evil, most of them were in for drug offences, Whilst they weren't particularly evil, they were deliberately trying to intimidate the staff. Which I couldn't care less to call me in here. Like, get on with it, What's it going to do me, yeah? But if you're thinking of getting associated with the prisons, then you're going to be dealing with real wickedness. But the real ones that made me feel ill would be people like Ian Brady. And I worked with Ian Brady for a while, and he had like a dark aura around him. I know people think, oh, bollocks to that. You can't see that. Believe me, you could with Ian Brady. There was a cold, dark aura around him. And he had dead eyes. He would sit behind his cell door staring at the Judas hole, because you had to check on him every 15 minutes or so to make sure he wasn't killing himself. And in the end, look what happened to him. He virtually starved himself to death on a hunger strike because he couldn't stand it in, where was he in? He was in Maghull, Ashworth Hospital in Maghull. That's the psychiatric unit for the criminally insane. And believe me, he was insane. Yeah. It's that time of day, folks. That's a song dinger. And hey, we've had a request. Somebody actually likes my singing and wants to hear more. And that someone, it's you, Larry. Yeah. Comments down below, please. Insults, all the rest of it. Like and subscribe. Yeah. So Larry has requested a song by who's it by? By the Dubliners, yeah. He wants a song by the Dubliners. It's called what's it called now? Oh, Whiskey in the Jar. That's the one. Yeah. So Larry, you're partly responsible for the people who are about to suffer. For all those who are going to complain about this, Larry lives near Rotherham, by the way. Just go to Rotherham. You know, it's not far away from. It's in Yorkshire actually. If you go to Rotherham and ask anybody on the street, do you know a daft old bat that keeps goats? That's Larry. All right. This is Whiskey in the Jar. It was originally performed by the Dubliners and also destroyed by John G. Sutton. As I was going over the far-famed Kerry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. I first produced my pistol, and I then produced my rapier, saying, "Stand and deliver, for you are a bold deceiver." Mush-a-ring-dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. Whack for me, daddy-o, whack for me, daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I counted out his money, and it made a pretty penny. I put it in me pocket, and I took it home to Jenny. She sighed and she swore that she never would deceive me, but the devil take the women, for they never can be easy. Mush-a-ring-dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. Whack for me, daddy-o, whack for me, daddy-o, there's a whiskey in the jar. I went up to my chamber, all for to take a slumber. I dreamt of gold and jewels, and for 'twas no wonder, but Jenny drew me charges, and she filled them up with water. Then she sent for the Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter. Mush-a-ring-dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. Whack for me, daddy-o, whack for me, daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. 'Twas early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up comes a band of footmen, and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced me pistol, for she'd stolen away me rapier, but I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken. Mush-a-ring-dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. Whack for me, daddy-o, whack for me, daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now there's some that take delight in the carriages a-rolling, and others take delight in the hurley and the bowling. But I take delight in the juice of the barley, and courting pretty maidens in the morning bright and early. Mush-a-ring-dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. Whack for me, daddy-o, whack for me, daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. If anyone can aid me, 'tis me brother in the army. If I can find his station in Cork or in Killarney, and if he'll go with me, we'll go roving in Kilkenny, and I'm sure he'll treat me better than me only sporting Jenny. Mush-a-ring-dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. Whack for me, daddy-o, whack for me, daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I expect you'll all be searching for whiskey now to wash that nonsense down with. Tales from the Jails, John G. Sutton. Do like and subscribe.